Welcome to Valentina Design Universe. What a pretty, soothing sound. We are going to find out tonight from my guest, what are these sounds and what do they do to our soul? The guest, first of all, I'm Valentina Chirasola, your host, and the guest is Ariel Asher. She is a very interesting person because that's what I do on this show. I have interesting people that are going to inspire us one way or the other and possibly make our life better in beauty. So Ariel is a holistic healer. She's an author and a speaker. So let's welcome her. Ariel, welcome to the show.
Valentina, thank you so much for that warm and wonderful welcome.
My pleasure to have you here. You know, I've never seen anything like this, and I've never had anyone, an holistic coach on my show. So you are the first one, and I'm really interested in, in knowing what you do. So you are an holistic
I'm a metaphysical teacher, and I use different modalities to help people relax more deeply into their body. And these bowls are one of the tools that I use. These are called vibrational healing bowls, and so they're actually made they're made as musical instruments, but they're made, the metal is specially designed to vibrate strong and for a long time. So I actually put these on people's bodies and play the bowls, and then I move it up and down the meridians of the body. Now you can imagine this lulls my clients into a deep meditative trance. So this is wonderful for people that have monkey mind, they can't meditate. It just puts them in that low alpha state that we want to be in for meditation, and even down into the theta state. So what it actually does is activate the parasympathetic nervous system so that you just relax, put you out of that fight or flight stage, right? And into that deep, relaxed stage so that you're no longer feeling like you need to run away from a brontosaurus, right? Because we don't have dinosaurs chasing us anymore, right? And so in that state, when the body is relaxed like that, it can heal itself, right? And it just goes back into its natural state.
So what do you basically heal with these balls, or you have a different method that you do healing?
I use all kinds of tools. I've been a healer for a little over 30 years now. I've dedicated my entire life to metaphysical healing. I use a lot of different modalities. This is one of the somatic modalities that I use, meaning in the body. Although it is a form, it's like having meditation done to you, right? Because the bowls, when they vibrate, they put off a very deep vibration. You can actually feel it viscerally in the body, right? So this soothing vibration brings the client's monkey brain when they can't meditate or something. It brings them back to the body, back to the breath, back and back and back. So their mind literally can't go in different directions because the sound of the bowls will always be pulling them back to the body and back to the breath. So it's just a way that I combine it with body work and breath work with my clients, and it entrains their brains so that they get better at their own meditation practice. So
you use a lot of breathing exercises.
Breathing, we do some inductions, light hypnosis, some NLP, making sure that the languaging is really good, because what we're doing at that NLP is Neurolinguistic Programming. So using very precise words to speak to when the client is in a light trance state. I can speak directly to the subconscious mind. So it's like computer programming, right? I'm going in and we're talking directly to the subconscious mind with positive reinforcement, so that the client then trains their brain to be more optimal. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes I get a negative sock puppet in my head that might take my focus off a little bit, right?
I call that my committee.
Your committee? Oh, okay, yeah.
My committee, and I tell them,
my clients,
I will fire you if you don't stop.
Yeah, I call it the negative sock puppet. My clients like my sense of humor, so I call it the negative sock puppet, or just negative voices in our head. So when we're in this light, relaxed trance state, we can put positive affirmations into the subconscious mind, and your body is just a puppet, right? Once your mind wants to do something, your subconscious mind, once it wants something, it's going to go get it. So when you put these programs in the subconscious mind in your waking state, then you're sort of hardwired to go achieve these things. So it's very powerful.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's why you think of voice and empowering, and that's right, because it's that voice that you put in.
It's the inside voice. Yes. And I teach my clients really. I do a couple things. So I'm a healer. I'm also a teacher. I think a healer really is somebody who models clean energy or clear energy. And the client does all the work, right? All hypnosis is self-hypnosis. All healing is self-healing. If the client doesn't want to make a change, they're not going to make a change, right? But because I can see where they're their own worst enemy, and I can see the negative sock puppets around them. I can go in there and help them clear that out. This is great for my speakers, teachers, leaders. I work with people that need to be quite focused and embodied. You need to be grounded to be a good leader, right?
Yes.
Because if you're not grounded, then the people around you aren't going to be grounded, and you're just not going to be as effective. You're not going to be as effective of a communicator, right? Because you've got all this other stuff going on. So I think it's imperative for anybody that is a teacher, healer, leader, boss, manager, mom, to embody that groundedness, so that they can then have the clarity to bring forth their most authentic voice, right? Instead of the negative voices or the crud, the creeping crud.
So it's so fascinating that you can pick up on other people's difficulties, because if you have these voices inside of you that tell you to do or not to do certain things, or negative thoughts, these voices put negative thoughts in, you can see that, and you can bring them out and turn them around, right? It's amazing.
Well, I'm a trained energy healer, so so I'm trained to look at malfunction in the biofield, right, in the energetic field.
So when people come to you, they tell you what they have, what they want, what they don't know they have?
Yeah, they don't really know what they want. They know they have a problem. What I do, the best thing that I do for my clients is I lead them through meditation process. I give them tools so that they can get grounded, connect to their source, clear energy that doesn't belong to them, and really listen to their own authentic voice, right? Because some people aren't even connected to themselves. So they're just talking, and they're like a talking head, but they're not fully embodied and really communicating in a way that gets them what they want.
Fabulous.
I'm trained to look at the energy. So when I'm doing body work, I'll assess the energy. For me, I'm a feeler, so I do hands-on work because I'm kinesthetic. also, like I said, I listen. And my clients will tell me by the language patterns that they use. If they use try, everybody knows this one. I'm going to try. Well, in neurolinguistic programming, you know, Yoda was like probably the first neurolinguistic programming master. There is no try.
You try,
right?
because it
So
means
it's
you're
things
not
like
going to
this.
do
So
it.
I'm trained to hone in and listen to what they're telling me, and I can feel the discrepancies between how their energy is and what is coming out of their mouth. Right. And I assist them in sort of finding equal ground between that. I assist them in sort of calibrating that into their being.
Fascinating. And once you have a person under a light hypnosis, or once you're feeling these vibrations, and do they go back in time, in their past, or is just something
they can, if that's what they're up to. Certainly, we can do some timeline therapy and go back to times in their. We call how you organize your memories a timeline. So you can go back in time and correct things by going back maybe as your adult self, or as, you know, your empowered self, and going backwards in time to places where you're stuck. You know, because, you know, all of us have, like, you know, hurt feelings from maybe when you're 6 years old, or when you're 17 years old, you know, so we can make little pit stops there. Certainly we can do that kind of therapy. Sometimes I do that. I do an awful lot of just body work. My clients call it nap therapy, because they're like, I don't know what you do, Ariel, we just want you to do it, right? But I make sure that they have some sort of technique to take home, so that because unless they keep doing it, it's a one-shot deal, right?
Okay, so they need to keep coming to get these...
Well, what I would love is they don't need to keep coming. They need to have a daily practice where they get grounded, and where they use some of these tools for themselves, and become conscious about their energetic boundaries, and be conscious about the languaging that they're using, so that they can have a more powerful life.
So you teach them how to change their words also.
Yes,
because that's so important.
I would be doing a disservice if I just did my work and bailed. I really am. I'm all about empowering people for their own self-healing. I really think that's the way to go. I think that the number one thing that you can do is self-care. Really, it's like putting the oxygen mask on in the airplane, right? You must take care of yourself first to be a good leader, speaker, teacher, whatever you're up to.
So I don't want to be impertinent, but I feel like I want to give you this question. Right?
Okay.
When I came to this country, in my country, the only coach I knew was a sport coach.
Oh.
They don't do any other coaching of any kind. It's just soccer coach, and that's it. Now, I came here and I found holistic coach, a life coach, and this and that, business coach, so many coaches. And these are mostly the people that I've met are for adults. So one time I met a woman, it was a super powerful woman, a manager of a big corporation. And she led a group of a large group of professionals, and she made decisions for the company, but she had to have a life coach because she couldn't make decisions for herself. So now that to me was kind of strange.
I love this question. I love that. Now, so the way that you're saying this, you're acting like that woman has something broken with her. But I see coaching as a different field, right? I think everybody, if you are up to something bigger than yourself, you need a coach, because your coach, just like I said about the healer, is somebody who holds the space for what the possibility that could be.
Right.
So a coach, a good coach, I'm not talking about therapy or counseling. I'm talking about a coach is somebody that you model your life around, right? They're holding that energy and that possibility. For example, I don't have my own television show yet. But I made a friend who has a television show, so you're coaching me in the possibility of having that or making that real. So I see a coach as sort of a mentor, right?
Yeah.
And less like this sort of counseling or people are broken.
Right.
Because I think that to attain excellence, you need a prototype, right? Even Michael Jordan has to have somebody outside of himself that can tell him, how is that performance doing? How am I doing? You know, and dancers could not dance without a coach or somebody who is checking how they're presenting and making sure the angles are correct, right? So energetically, they show you, business, they show you, they open up new possibility. They're an avatar for you to live into, right? I look at it that way, more of a mentor kind of thing and helper, not somebody that you need to be shackled to or tell all of your childhood traumas to. I think that there is a great place in this world for therapy, but coaching, I think, is a little bit different. It's just, if you're smart, I think you're getting a coach so you can get to the next level. People that are up to big things like yourself, coaches are great because they help us, you know, exceed our own limitations.
Exactly. I did have, at the beginning, the very beginning, many coaches for business, because obviously I did not know how to do business in this country, but they were a lot of helps, real big help. So I was just wondering, have I been impertinent to make this question?
Oh no, I love the question, it's juicy. And you know, I work with, when I'm not doing healing work, I also do voice and presence coaching because I have a background as a performer and a vocalist. And so it's very easy for me to coach people with public speaking. I've been teaching public speaking and such for many years. So that's just kind of how all my offerings work together, right?
So what do you do when you coach people for voice?
Well, most of the time, people really just want confidence. They're like, how can I be confident in front of the camera? How can I be confident in front of the boardroom? You know, so my background in theater and my background as a healer is perfect for dealing with this, helping people ground themselves, breathe deeply, and keep that chatter to a minimum so that they can really open up their hearts and be present when they need to make that great presentation or when they need to be a guest on the Valentina show.
And do you want to show us some of your things that you do briefly?
I really, well, you know, I did bring my my good friend Justin Ward to play the guitar with me today, and if you will have me, I would love to sing a song.
Yes, absolutely, he will sing a song, but I have a few more minutes that we can, I can ask you something else. So I thought you wanted to demonstrate how to focus on, was that a voice or?
I can do an exercise with you.
Yeah, you said vocalize energy to boost confidence.
Ah, yes. Well, I do have, usually I like to have my guitar player with me when I do this, but I do have a vocal exercise that our audience can try at home while they're watching, and you can do it with me here now. We don't need him. All right. So it's very easy. I just want you to repeat after me. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know.
I know, I know, I know, I know, I know.
Good. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know.
I know, I know, I know, I know, I know.
And then I'll say, you're fabulous. And you say,
you're fabulous.
You say, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know.
I know, I know, I know, I know, I know.
I know, I know, I know, I know.
I know, I know, I know, I know.
Well, you don't need any presence coaching at all, Valentina.
Yeah,
you
I'm
are
the grand
perfect.
poobah of the universe.
Yes, well, it is your universe after all. After all, that was wonderful. So this is just something that I do when I'm in groups of people, and I get the ladies going and basically shout positive affirmations at them, and then they'll respond to me. I know, I know, I know. So I just make it fun. You know,
and it feels good.
If anybody is a public speaker out there and you are at an event and you're going to, the first thing that you should do, I mean, besides grounding and all your self-care, we've covered all of that. But the first thing that really an audience will connect with you if you let them get their voices in the room. Okay. So something like this, engaging your audience and having them say something like that, it gets their voices in the room and they feel like they're part of the presentation. So this is just a very simple tool, even if it's like, hey, everybody, say hello, hello, you know. But with me, I do, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Yes, so I just coach people through that process.
Yeah. Now, you're an author.
I am.
These are your books. Right?
Yes.
What's it about?
Well, I've got 3 books there. I've got Experts and Influencers, the Leadership Edition. And in that book, I talk about leadership and what it is to be a good speaker or leader, like we've been talking about earlier. And then my heart, I have the Animal Legacies book. I have 2 chapters in the Animal Legacies book, and they really are about, there's an enchanting story about one of my dogs, Easter, who has now passed, but he had a wonderful story, how he came to me, and I tell that story in there. But that really is about how to connect with nature and how to be more empathetic, right? So this book is quite surprising. It's not just stories about, I'm one of the authors in this book. It's not just stories about other people's pets and things. It really is about how animals connect us to nature and what good healers the animals are for us.
So now I'd like you to sing.
Oh, is it time?
Yes.
All right, well, let's get Justin up here then.
Justin Ward, coming. He's a guitarist.
And I'm just going to go ahead and grab my microphone.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Justin and I have been performing together for a number of years. I'm so happy to have him here with me today. Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, okay. Justin's tuning up. This is one thing about guitar players is they always have to tune up before they start. Start anytime. I am a poor, wayfaring stranger. I'm journeying through this world of woe. Yet there's no sickness, no toil, no danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I know dark clouds will gather on me. Way is rough and steep, yet beautiful fields lie just before me, where God's redeemed
wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. You're such a powerful voice.
Oh, thank you, Valentina.
Very good. And on these vibrations, I'm just going to wrap